New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from the Nick of Time Show. Here to give you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And guess what, guys? The Knicks just beat the Magic, and we are going to the NBA Cup Finals. Let's get it. We beat them 132 to 120 in a hard-fought, bash-out game. Josh Hart gives you 12 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds, and 3 steals, trying to put in his application to be the third member of Wingstop with the 3 steals, all right? OG Anunoby gives you 24 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals. Bridges gives you 16. Mitch gives you 5 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 blocks. Kolek is at plus 18 on the night. Jalen Brunson gives you a 40 piece. That's right, 40 points and 8 assists for Jalen Brunson, my captain. And Karl-Anthony Towns gives you 29 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and a block. And the Knicks take care of business, beating the Orlando Magic in this Cup semifinal game. Yep. We're going to talk about it all. And also another little nugget. Now, the Knicks and the Magic are both tied 2 wins apiece. That means the Magic no longer hold the tiebreaker any longer. So I love the fact that we have to face each other in the cup and make things right. I'm tired of seeing the Magic, and I'm sure they're tired of seeing us too, because Jalen Suggs looked like he left the game limping, and another player goes down in a hard-fought game. Shout out to Jalen Suggs for a hard-fought game. We're going to talk about it all. Good, bad, and ugly. Before I do, I'm going to introduce you to my lady. All right. The ex-AAU baller, our girl. Being motivated was good, B.
You know, I love me a Nick win, and I love when it counts the most. This was a great win today. Shout out to the Cat. Superstar Cat.
Superstar Cat.
Overall, we're going to get into it, but I think everybody did a little bit of everything and came out to a good team win. It was a good team win. I love a good team win.
Nah, I'm starting off with what you saying. I'm starting off with the Superstar Cat. we get right into it. And first, I want to say, I want to give a rest in peace to Anthony Black's ego, because when Jalen Brunson crossed him over, hit him with the wing, the Jordan crossover, and he fell down, and he shot that 3, and he was on the floor hoping it didn't go in. I know it hurt when he saw that joint go in, because that play is going to be played everywhere on CNN, on ESPN, everywhere, on Twitter, everywhere. So yeah.
By the way, last game, he tied Richie Guerin for the most 30-point, and we just passed it. So, yeah, shout out to Superstar Jalen Brunson. He just passed him.
Exactly. And what makes a superstar a superstar? Superstars step up in big games every single time. Today, he had a 40-piece with 8 assists. Once again, Black was on him, it didn't matter. Suggs was on him, it didn't matter. He didn't matter. He shot 59% from the field on 27 shots, and he just pulls so much gravity now when people got a double, and now you got Cat going off for 29 points. So Jalen Brunson once again proves why he is my MVP, why I feel like he's better than Cade Lee. Shout out to you, Lee. I said it.
Better than Cade.
He's better than Cade Lee. Cade didn't do nothing in the playoffs to me, Lee.
Nope.
Cade didn't average 30 in the playoffs, Lee. So I'm saying
Cade's
it
not
right.
in the final NBA Cup, Lee.
Exactly. He's at home sitting watching. Lee. So to me, best guard of East, clears Cade, clears Maxey. Brunson is my superstar, and superstars do what superstars do, and he did that today with 40 points and 8 assists.
Don't forget the 8 assists.
Don't forget the 8 assists. I don't know if you want to add anything to that, or we can move on.
4 rebounds. 6'2", 4 rebounds. When you also have guys like Hart, Mitch, and Cat in the game, to grab that, to me also is a big deal. But no, I think a lot of people are getting caught up in moments and forgetting There's not. I don't know. I watched the NBA for the last 10, 15 years very, very closely. I've never seen somebody have a perfect season.
Right.
So in those seasons, you will have bad games. Bad games happen, and I think people take those bad games and create narratives, and that's probably where they get the Jalen Brunson is not a superstar thing. But every big game I've watched, he's shown up for us. And to me, a lot of people like to discredit situations because their team is either not in that position or they don't have a guy like Jalen Brunson. A lot of people's like it's just the NBA Cup, but it was a big game for us and against a team that gave us problems early on in the year. And he showed up. He showed up when it mattered. And again, credit to I don't like injuries for any team. By the way, so Suggs, hopefully he's okay.
Absolutely.
But he's a great defender. That's what he's known for. That's why he gets paid in the NBA. He's a good defender, and Anthony Black as well. So to have guys like that be in front of you and you to still drop a 40 piece, and a lot of people like to call him a foul merchant. If you take 6 points away, he's still giving you a 30 piece.
Right.
So I'm always impressed. He impresses me every time, and I can't talk enough about his footwork. I think Dwayne Wade made a comment that a lot of guards, when you see like him, his size, they go in, they speed up. They
Yeah.
want to go for they want to do this. He slows down and
Oh,
confused, and he'll have him faking and moving around, and he'll finish nice and strong. And that's amazing to see. Because again, my favorite guard before him was Derrick Rose, and I watched Derrick Rose get in there, get busy, and dunk on people or do like that. So to watch him, his footwork is amazing, and I every game he just impresses me and amazes me more and more because I can't believe that he's that size and moves that like that.
No, I agree with you. Like he's the master of deceleration, master of the start stop, a master of the angles. He's comfortable being uncomfortable. So, and that's what makes him so good. And this is what makes him my MVP and my superstar because he's so uncomfortable being uncomfortable. When there's big moments and when there's tight spaces, it seems like he gets even more and more efficient. And you see stuff like that today. That is definitely my freaking superstar. And I feel like people be hating on him, just hating on him because he's not as athletic. Like you said,
Yeah.
he depends on his footwork a lot and his head fakes and his up and unders. And also too, short guards don't get any love. Becky Hammond having that conversation, I feel like put a fuel on the fire. And I felt like it started to spread like wildfire. So, like for Jalen Brunson and his team, the only way he's going to get respect if he does things like this in the playoffs, in the finals, and get the hardware. Because when that happens, no one can deny it anymore. Because the one thing Becky Hammond did say back in the day when she said there's only a few exceptions. I think she said maybe Isaiah Thomas, and I believe she said Steph Curry.
Yep.
And I always go back to Steph Curry. Steph Curry's a small guard who won because he had help in Draymond Green. Draymond Green is a guy who can pass the ball and have Jalen Brunson come off ball. We have guys like that, like in Karl-Anthony Towns who can do it. We have people like that in Josh Hart who can have him play off ball. So I think we have the recipe to crown him one of the best guards in the NBA when it's all said and done. We just got to prove it, and I think we will. All right.
He actually finally entered the MVP race this week, I believe. He wasn't there all season, and he's finally in there. I think he's number 6 right now. They have him in there. So
absolutely. Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah,
I mean, when you averaging 28 points and you're number 2 in the East and closing Detroit, you want you next.
You don't got to convince me.
Listen, I feel you preaching to the choir. I feel you. I feel you. But huge game for Jalen Brunson. Also, it's like it's rough for him too because he is a small guard. So I feel like a lot of the points he was getting hunting a lot. He was getting hunted a lot. But all he can do was fight. And even though he got hunted a lot, I do feel like there was a key moment of the game where the Magic tried to make a little fake comeback in the fourth quarter. And I thought he had like an impressive play when he rotated on two shooters at the 3-point line and caused one to miss in the corner. And I'm like, this is the type of effort I like to see from Jalen Brunson. Closing out on threes, making the winning plays, not just the buckets, but the
taking charges,
closeouts. Of course, the taking charges as well. Taking charges as well. So shout out to my superstar Jalen Brunson, and also Karl-Anthony Towns.
Oh, yeah. I thought you couldn't win with those two.
I thought you couldn't win with those.
That's
what I heard too. What'd you think of Cat's game, B? I feel like he had a great game today.
I saw vintage Cat today. When I say that too, that was something that I emphasized on earlier on a lot of these shows. His footwork always bothered me, and the
Mm-hmm.
complaints after the fouls always bothered me. I always just play the game, just get in the paint, take advantage of your matchups, because a lot of the times there aren't many 7-footers that can keep up with you. You're stronger, um, you're more talented, and the fouls will come. Just play your game, and that's what I've been seeing the last few games, not just this game, but the last few games. So I know a lot of people want him to show up against good teams. This is a
Mm-hmm.
good team. Magic is a good team. I understand France is not with them, but they have big guys down there. Paulo, Goga, they have big bodies. Isaac
Mm-hmm.
even, who
Wendy
can
Carter. Mm-hmm.
kind of Wendell Carter, who can disrupt his game, and he has shown up against a lot of these guys that we're not realizing that. So um I just have to give him credit, because I actually made a comment on that. I'm like, finally, he's getting the whistle. And I think the biggest reason for him getting the whistle lately is because he's not looking for the foul. He's just playing the game. He's just playing the game. Just play the game. You don't get the call, cool, get back. And that's what we're seeing, getting back and playing some defense. He's another one who had a block and a steal today. I like the way he's switching too. If he is getting beat, he's going to the next man, causing the disruption. His facilitation early on was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
There was even one when he got to OG where he didn't mean to, but hey, I'll take
Yeah. Take
it.
it. It's an
I'll
assist. We
take
count
it.
it.
And his offense never scares me. That's again, there's certain things why people get paid in this league, and that's what he gets paid for, to be an offensive guy. So that's gonna come eventually in time. So when he has games like this to remind us that the offense is there, I love it. But my biggest thing is the things that people complain about. So I love the fact that he is not complaining for fouls. He's playing
Yeah.
better defense, and he's facilitating very well. These are all things that I didn't see as much last year. So all you can all you can ever do, again, like I always emphasize, is ask your players to get better. If you had a player who was great at everything, you'd have a LeBron James. There's only one LeBron James.
Mm-hmm.
um, there are going to be moments where guys are show their flaws, and yes, we've seen his flaws. So I understand why some people, when he does put his flaws out tremendously, it's like, oh, there it is again. But if you pay attention to the things that he does well and the things that he has been doing better at, you won't complain as much. And that's me. I don't have any complaints with Karl Towns' game recently. I think he's starting to understand that, get into the groove of Mike Brown's system, understand that he's here to stay. And in order for us to contend and compete, we need him to play like this. We need him to take advantage of his mismatch. We need him to crash the boards. We need him to play a little bit defense, even if you're not blocking or stealing. Just be there. You're a big body. You're 7 foot,
Yeah.
man. You're about,
Yes.
I think he's in like 300 pounds, pushing 300. Like, you're a big body, and
Mm-hmm.
he's just to me, his IQ was never low. It was always just, I think it was frustration. He's a guy who plays emotional, which is why people may say, oh, zesty, or whatever the case the narratives is. That's why I think he just plays with emotion. So sometimes that may cause him to mentally get in and then do something stupid. I don't think necessarily his IQ is low. He shows too much over his years that he'll make the right pass, he'll make the right shot. It was just about getting into a rhythm and a groove, and that's what I've seen him lately get into.
Yeah, I do feel like he has mental lapses, but
Yes.
like I don't know. Like I haven't really seen that this year. I've seen like one game where I really killed him, but
The Milwaukee game,
that was the
I think
Milwaukee game. That was the Milwaukee
to
game.
me, that game, I think he was like forcing things, and he was just not in his right state of mind.
Okay, there was another game then that I really killed him.
No, there was a
But
few. There was a few.
But here's the thing I would say about Cat. First of all, the defense, it wasn't always perfect, but I just like the fact that it's still way better than it has been
Yes.
last
Ever.
season. Like I seen him attempt closeouts. I seen him stunt to the middle and attempt closeouts. Now it wasn't always perfect. It wasn't always the fastest reaction, but I didn't see him do the fake closeout. I didn't see him put the fake hand out there. I saw him actually trying to stunt to the paint and close out on the shooters. And I felt like he was pretty consistent on doing that all night. I also feel like I saw him switching pretty well defensively. I also feel like overall his effort and rotations were there. I think he got a block rotating and helping off of somebody else. I thought his overall defensive awareness has gotten so much better under Mike Brown, and I have to commend Mike Brown for that. And I also I want to piggyback off something you said before. The complaining has almost completely dissipated from like 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
You haven't heard the foul. You haven't heard that in like you haven't heard that in like 4 games.
Yeah.
And I think you're absolutely right, because he's not crying foul every single call. He's starting to get calls now. And this is like, wait, Cat at the foul line is what we need because he's a knockdown free throw shooter. Really, I'm more comfortable with him at the foul line than Jalen Brunson at the foul line.
Sometimes, yes.
But I just love this complete game today. I love how he was kind of just operating kind of top of the key, doing the standstill passing that Lee likes to point out all the time. He had a brilliant pass to Mikal Bridges off of a cut, a backdoor cut. And I just like the way he played off of Jalen Brunson off the two-man game. With Jalen, he was screening for Jalen Brunson. Brunson would toss it back to him. And he got a few really good runs at the rim just playing off of Jalen Brunson's gravity. So, and that's what I like to see from those two. When you have two superstars who are both threats at all three levels, we should be able to take advantage of that. And I feel like we took advantage of that today with some Jalen Brunson, Karl-Anthony Towns action. Yeah. I especially like the play where he tried to get it back to Brunson, said screw it, went to the hole, and boomed it.
For that sideline, yeah.
So Karl-Anthony Towns, great game today, impactful game today. I don't feel like I really see a lot of games where Brunson has 40 points and then Karl-Anthony Towns has 29, 30. I feel like this might be like the second.
If he would have made that one free throw, boom, 30.
Boom, listen. Like I feel like this is the first time I've seen both of those guys score over 25 points in the same game. So I love to see it. Yeah. So this is the type of game, like these are the type of games that elevate us. Because if you think about it, like we've been humming offensively. We've been top 3 in the league in offensive rating, and that's without Cat playing like he's been playing today. So today, Cat shot 50% from 3. Today, he was efficient in the post and in the drives. If you get that Cat with the way everybody else is playing, we can creep up from a number 3 offensive team to a number 2 to a number 1. Like we can actually start to creep up even more if Cat gets a Cat-like game today. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like us getting to number 2 or 1 is not far-fetched.
I'm gonna say yeah.
So like, I'm not gonna lie, guys. When you talk about how championship teams are made and what they do, they're typically a top 10 offense and a top 10 defense.
Yep.
So if we are a top 2 offense and now we are a top 10 defense, that's usually a recipe for a championship team. I'm just saying. We still got work to do. It's not in the bag yet. We still got work to do, but you can start to see the pieces starting to fold together. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah. And that's why I also said vintage Cat, because I think like we talked about where superstars are made, they're made in the playoffs, and that's where we began to throw in the narrative that Cat is not a good defender. But if you look early in his Minnesota years, he was known as a shot blocker. Not maybe the most biggest one, but he blocked some shots. He got at least averaged a block a year. And then Tom Thibodeau came in and he kind of dwindled for that, which is hilarious because yes, even his first year with us, he was terrible defensively. So let me not just throw the Tom Thibodeau under the bus, but it was just funny to see his numbers decline under him as a coach, because when he did come in Minnesota, I didn't see him shot block as much. But when he early on in his career, he was a good defender, not the best ever, but he was a good defender. He wasn't known, and then he had some bad playoff runs where people started to be like, this guy's not a good defender. So that's why, again, Jalen Brunson is a superstar. Going back to that real quick, because that's when people show up, and because he hasn't in a few years, I could understand the narratives and where they're created with him. And all you could ever do is just bounce back. So I think his first run, like I was telling Jay before the show started, his first run with New York, I understand the year before he had a bad playoff run, but his first run New York was pretty decent. I'd give him a B plus, even an A- with us. There were some shots he got us out of, and there was just moments that he had overall with us that was pretty decent. So if he's gonna be playing like this and show up like this in the playoffs, I think a lot of narratives could get thrown out the window.
Absolutely. I'll give him that B plus just for that Detroit game. He really showed up for us.
Yes.
We get past the Pacers, then you get an A, but we didn't get past the Pacers.
Yeah, you're right.
But B plus for sure. B plus for sure.
Because he was a freaking D- with Minnesota the year before.
That's a fact. But speaking of A plus grades, for you guys who are tired and who have migraines, we got something for you, all right? We got Tyler Kolek over here giving Orlando Magic headaches. Because when we talk about big moments of the game, the biggest moment of the game to me was the swing when Tyler Kolek came into the game with Josh Hart and those boys. and they ended up scoring like 4 points in the matter of like 5 seconds. The dime to Josh Hart, then Tyler Kolek doing his best Jose Alvarado impression, stealing the inbound ball.
Jose, all right.
Stealing the inbound ball, pass it to Mikal for another 2 points. Tyler Kolek definitely deserved a lot of praise today. Plus 18, biggest of the night. And he has to show up because Deuce McBride is not here, so there's extra minutes to go around. And I'm not sure. He didn't have like big points, but I feel like, do we win this game without Tyler Kolek in that second quarter? Because that second quarter was the biggest deciding factor in the entire game. That's when we outscored the Magic the most. The second quarter, the Knicks outscored the Magic 38-28. So yeah, shout out to Tyler Kolek.
My biggest thing with Tyler Kolek is certain people it's hard for me to discredit because they remind me so many times, like I was telling you before we started the show. With Karl Towns, I'm never quick to throw him out the window. He reminded me many times why he belongs here. Jalen Brunson reminded me many times why he's a superstar. Mitch Robinson reminded me many times why he should stay. But Tyler Kolek, we haven't had that reminder so many times because he didn't really play his first year with us. And then the times that he played with us, they're either up or down. They're either a really good game or unmemorable game.
Right.
So that's why sometimes, yes, I entertain certain conversations with, we need a backup point guard. But then he does things like this. And I'm like, do we really? Do we really? Because again, I can't emphasize, there's certain things you have to emphasize, but I can't emphasize it enough. His facilitation is amazing. The way he always looks ahead. He always looks ahead for his passes. I know there's a lot of guards who set people up, but I like how he sets up forward. He always goes forward. And with Mike Brown's offense, that's so important because Mike Brown wants to run. So I like that he's always looking forward and getting those quick fast break points for Mikal, getting those quick fast break points for Josh. Yes, there's times he's setting up as well, but I love that he's always looking ahead. And then I think his defense, again, is something else that's been underrated. This is another game where he was just in the right place at the right time and just being quick on it. He wants to get his dad that car, by the way.
Yeah, for real.
And I'm not a big stat watcher. I like to, that's why after the game too, when I'm reading some of the stats, I'm like, wait, they did this, they did that. I like to watch impact on the game. See, like you said, when he came in, the game changed. Things were moved, the ball was moving a little faster. Our defense was flowing a little bit different. And it's all because who can say maybe it's because Tyler was there or maybe he wasn't, but I saw when he wasn't and I saw what he was and the impact was very different. And it was different in a positive way, not a negative way. And I think the little buckets that he gets when he has those little layups, I like the fact that he's shooting the ball too. That was an issue that I had in Summer League in the year before. He looked afraid, and it's so crazy because I seen him in Marquette go crazy. He was a guy that he was going to take the big shot. He was looking to shoot the ball. And then I think that he lost his confidence a bit last year. Whenever he was in the game, I saw him either like look around to pass the ball. He was just holding it.
Right.
So it's nice to see him just let it fly because eventually guys like him, they will fall. I don't think that he's a terrible shooter. I just think, again, that was NBA level is different. There's levels to things, and I think he understands that it's not Marquette anymore. Yes, I have to shoot the ball a little differently. So Tyler Kolek, his impact has been the last few games to me has been amazing. I think that he has a burner page and he sees us. Oh, yeah, I want Jose. I'm gonna give you some Jose.
I'll ship you out.
But
word.
But it's hard for me to keep pushing him out the door when every time I do, he does have games like this. That's why, again, I do kind of hesitate a little bit because I would love to see him get a moment, and it's going to be hard for him to do that on this New York Knicks team when we're trying to contend, when we have Jalen Brunson, when we have Miles McBride, when Miles comes back. It's hard. And with me, again, with him, it's never the talent. I don't ever have it. I don't sit back like we got to get rid of him because he sucks. I think we get rid of him because his value is high and we can get something in return to help us contend till June. That's my thing with Tyler Kolek. So, again, it's hard for me to take it. I take that back, though, when he does things like this because his impact was very amazing today.
This is the thing about Tyler Kolek. He's a gamer. He's a gamer. He is a gamer. And when he started off the way he did in Summer League, I thought that went away. But as soon as the pressure was on and he had to perform, he put Malcolm Brogdon in retirement. Okay. Yeah. It's like when the game was on the line, it's like it's either me or Malcolm Brogdon. Malcolm Brogdon laid an egg, and Tyler Kolek came out here and balled out. And he was like, okay, well, Tyler Cole's looking pretty good right now. And you just can't help to think that he's reading the paper and seeing all these Jose Alvarado rumors going, oh, word? This is Malcolm all over again. I'm going to show you what you're missing if you trade me. And he went out and did what he had to do today with those steals and those passes. And the defense too. Like the defense has been better than it has been last year. So I gotta give props for Kolek just for being a gamer.
Yep.
Now, I just need the 3-point shooting hasn't really caught up to everything else yet. The passing has been there. The shots in the paint, like the little floaters, driving left has been there. We just need to get that final Thanos piece and get that 3-point shot going, and we'll be good to go when it comes to Tyler Kolek. And trust me, we're gonna talk about Jose Alvarado a little bit later. Almost called him Calderon.
We don't want Jose Calderon.
No, we don't want.
Shout out to him though. Knicks legend in his own right, but
right. And Mike, Mike, we don't have a Discord anymore, Mike. But after all this thing is over, if you got a video, you want to come up and say something real quick, I'll let you come up and say something. But it's gonna be a little bit later, all right, Mike. But you would come through like a link in the chat. I could send a link to the chat if you want to say something a little later. Exactly. All right. But to me, look. There's only a couple of people I really want to mention that talk about. One of them is OG Anunoby.
Oh, I was gonna say we gotta talk about OG.
Yo, OG.
Gotta talk about OG.
First of all, in general, it's very tough guarding this Magic team.
Yeah.
For the Knicks in general, I feel like we're still kind of learning our discipline defensively when it comes to transition defense. Like Jalen Suggs to make he had a huge impact. He had 25 points in that first half, and even though like he was getting a lot of jumpers in that first quarter. I do feel like after that first quarter, every bucket was just him driving to the hole on made baskets. And the Knicks, we were iffy. Like sometimes we dug in and stopped the transition, and sometimes we didn't. So defensively, I still feel like as a team, we have a ways to go to tighten that up defensively. I feel like we struggled with that with Miami. We struggled with that with Magic. And that could be something that we have to work on for OKC. But when it comes to defense, though, I still have to say that OG Anunoby defensively is still one of my goats on this team because of the way he plays defense and the way he blocks and the way he helps and recovers. OG, McCall, and even Josh have been really, really good at helping off their man and getting back to shooters. And they're why Wingstop is being Wingstop right now. And OG Anunoby himself, I feel like the play of the game for me, defensively for him, was when he left a shooter, read the play instantly to block Bane at the rim. And that's one of those heads up, high IQ, high reactive plays that OG Anunoby does instinctively. And not only that, he gives you the threes, he gives you the dunks, he gives you the deflections. I don't know where we would be without him, man. I love RJ. Everybody knows RJ. Everybody knows IQ is my favorite player. Everybody knows that. Everybody, if you were watching KOT, you already knew that was my favorite. That was my guy. Mm-hmm. And I would trade IQ and RJ again for OG Anunoby in a heartbeat. Yes. And that's saying something. All right. So OG 24 points, loved it. Dunks, loved it. Defense, loved it. That's my guy, OG.
The reason I would do that trade again too is because I think a lot of people seem to. That's why again I'm not a big stat watcher. A lot of people seem to forget the word impact.
Yes.
His 24 points were cool, yes, but the blocks and the steals. I think that I kept saying to you, I like a lot of people understand why they keep saying Jalen and Cat can't win together because they can't play defense, but that's why you build around guys like that and you put an OG around them, because if a lot of people like to pick on Jalen because he's right. known for not being that. So when he gets blown by, there's always OG there. If it's not OG, it's Mikal. They're there. His help defense is superior. He's always there, knowing sometimes it's almost amazing where the pass is going to go. And his arms are so long, so big. So I love having a guy like OG, because another thing I expressed early on in this shows is I would rather him drive more and then go to the three, because we know he can shoot now. But when he was starting the season off, I don't know if you guys remember, he was just shooting three after three after three. Mm-hmm. It was very rare that he was driving. Like, I'm like, bro, if you want, you can be Kawhi, you can be LeBron. Like, you can be somebody's. And I've been seeing that since he's returned. I've been actually seeing that from mid-season, about mid-season till now. He's getting in the paint, like him and Cat. Those are my biggest things. I'm like, bro, we know y'all can shoot, but can y'all get in the paint so that way the threes can open up more? Because if they're gonna hesitate more, they're gonna know, is he gonna shoot, is he not? And it just gives you more of just variety, like offensively.
Right.
So, I love that from OG, just being more aggressive, getting into the paint. Because if you come out, I like also too, he's not settling for pop-up threes. He's taking the extra dribble, going off and shooting off the dribble too sometimes. And again, yes, he just gives a lot more than just points. There's a lot of guys that could score in this league. And we look at the end of the game, they scored 30, but their team lost, or they did this, but they didn't have any assists or rebounds or any steals or anything like that. There's a lot of guys in this league that can score. It's basketball. That's what you're supposed to do, score the ball. There's not a lot of guys who can defend. There's not a lot of guys who can rebound. There's not a lot of guys who can help your one or two guy the way he does. And again, Mikal did a great job in his while he was out, but I think it goes back to OG being the third most important player for us after Cat and Jalen. Of course, we need the Harts. We need the contribution from Hart, and we need the contribution from Mikal. But when OG scores 24 points on top of Jalen's 40 and Cat's 30, 29, I don't know how many teams can beat us. He's just an extra weapon. And yes, I'll do the trade 10 times over. I'll even add in another second rounder or something.
Whoa.
You can have it.
I play. I do that too. When I want to get spicy and then he talk about, oh, we shouldn't have traded Mikal, and then he has good games, I'm like, I'll throw in another second round pick for just for the hell of it. Like, whoa. But
no, Mikal, we will only leave it at the 5 6.
Yo, take 6, whatever, bro. I'm playing. I'll play it. But now, you know what too? I've always been on the mindset that we have to have Mitch next to Cat to win a chip because of Cat's defensive whereabouts. But Josh Hart playing better defense this season, mixed with OG being the same OG he was before, mixed with Mikal's role changing, and now he's playing better defense this season, it's making me more comfortable going different directions for long stretches of game. Because I'm like, oh, wait, we found out a way to make up the defensive difference without Mitch on the floor. And you can't do that with our OG, like who you said might be our third most important player right now for this team. And he's really probably the most important defensive player on this team. Because even with Mikal with his steals, because he does have great steals, and even with Josh Hart been helping out better and getting steals and rebounds, I feel like OG covers for everybody more than those guys. Like, I feel like the steals plus the blocks plus, I feel like he just covers for everybody more frequently than everybody. That's what I think anyway. Yeah. So
his help defense. His help defense that stands out the most.
Right.
You're right. Our biggest issue is transition. I hate us on transition lately. But when the ball is set and it's moving around, the way we move and we switch and we're helping, I'm so amazed with how much of a difference it was from last year to this year. I think that's where a lot of teams are getting the threes, and when they are getting back, because they had 22, I believe, points in the paint the first quarter or the first half, or they had a ridiculous amount of points in the thing, and a lot of them was simply because they were just getting down and going in. I don't think when we're set and everybody has their man, I don't really see Jalen Brunson getting beat that much. I don't see Cat getting beat that much. I see when they start to move that ball, OG and Mikal in those spots deflect. Hart in those passes deflect.
Right.
Them coming over to get the block. That's where Hart got the block today. So I think our biggest issue, like you said, as the game's going on, that's why you keep this team together. It will come together, because that's where our biggest issue is, the transition defense. And that's hard for a one player, to come over and go from this end to that end to switch around. And, so I don't like to fall. A lot of people say, why are we so bad at transition defense if we got OG and Mikal? There's what's one player, 5. It's one ball, and I always tell my players, the ball moves faster than you do, so you got to move the ball. So when the ball's moving in transition, it's hard for someone to get back and get the block, get the steal, or even get back in front of the man.
Right, and then a lot of people don't know too, like when you're playing defense in transition, the point guard 9 times out of 10 is the first person back in transition, just because of the way the court is kind of spread out. Like, like the bigs are usually on the other side of the paint. Point guards are usually like around the foul line, 3-point line. So 9 times out of 10, The point guard is usually the first person back in transition defense. So now if your first line of defense is a 6 feet Jalen Brunson.
No knock, Cap. No knock, but
yeah. No, I'm saying I'm just breaking it down for the people. When your first line of defense is a 6 foot Jalen Brunson, even if he's playing good defense positionally, people can just shoot right over him, which is why it's even more important for other guys like McCall and OG to get back and have two in the ball in the paint and then spread out to the shooter. So why people would say, why are we so bad on Tristan's defense? It's because, well, the Brunson is usually our first defender back on transition, and we have to cover for Brunson. Yeah. So we have to work extra hard to kind of stop that gap. But it's a work in progress. I've seen times when we've been really good at it. When we beat Miami, we were really good at it for like a whole half. Yeah. So I think we have it in us, but you have to be disciplined. That's it. Yeah. All right. Listen. Great game. Only other person I really want to shout out to me is Mitch.
You better have.
You go. What are your thoughts on Mitch? I feel like if I didn't say anything, you was gonna boot me off my own show.
Mitch is here to stay. We worry about what we do with him after the year. I don't care when his contract's due, when it's not due. We're here, there, who we could get, who we can't get. There's nobody who we can get realistically at his position that could do what he does. 9 rebounds in just 17 minutes, 4 blocks in just 17 minutes. We finally got some lobs for him in the paint to finish. I don't think we didn't really see him at the free throw line today. 50%. 50%.
Hey.
I know it's only 2 assists, but he made one out of the 2. All you can ask your players is to improve. But I'm a Mitch lover. A lot of it, yes, comes from the fact that I'm a big fan of him, so I don't try to be too biased. But if you just watch his impact, I'm gonna keep that's my word of KOT impact. If you watch the impact of him on the court, it's a different level. He's another guy that as soon as he comes into the game, you're like, oh my God. And that's why when we get into, I know you're gonna probably bring up Dante and the Jose's and stuff like that. But a lot of people like to bring up Dante's a shot in that game because when he missed it, then he made it again. Dante was able to get that second shot up because there was an offensive rebounder under the basket. So if you want those type of shots to happen in the playoffs, you need a guy like Mitch Robinson. A lot of people say, oh, but we have Josh Hart. Yes, but we also have Mitch Robinson, who gives us. We have 2 guys who can give us an extra opportunity, and he did that again today. How many offensive rebounds today? 4 offensive rebounds with 9. So, I'm just. He amazes me every time, even though we already know he's a great rebounder. A lot of people like to say, oh, but he's injury prone. Oh, he doesn't shoot free throws. Again, everybody has their flaw. There's always something a player is not good at. But then if there's not many players who's really good at one thing. There's a couple players who, okay, they can do this, they can do that. He's not just a decent rebounder. He's a great rebounder. And this year, I like how Mike Brown is playing with his minutes, keeping him so that he is healthy for a playoff run. And I think a lot of people are not noticing that too. At first I was a little bit like, why is Mitch only playing 15, 20 minutes? But now I'm starting to understand we need him in the long term. We don't want to waste his battery, waste his energy, or put him in a position where we don't have him for important things like getting an extra rebound to get a shot out to Jalen Brunson. Bang! And we're gonna hear that. Remember I said we're gonna hear that in this playoff. Bang! There it goes. Because yes, real shooters don't miss twice. And in order for that to happen, you need guys like Mitch Robinson under the basket to get that extra shot, the one that Dante was able to get. And we don't have Isaiah Hartenstein anymore. So we don't have Isaiah to get that rebound for us, but we do have Mitch Robinson. And Isaiah got that opportunity because there was no Mitch.
Yeah.
So I feel like it would have been the same case if Mitch was under there. Shout out to Isaiah though. We'll see him soon. But I just with Mitch, it just amazes me every time how people seem to forget these type of moments and then so quick to just get rid of him because they think someone else could replace what he does. I don't know a guy who can get 9 rebounds. Nobody, and by the way, in the Magic had 9 rebounds today, and all of those guys played over 35 minutes. Not a single guy had 9 rebounds. The most had 8, and he played 35 minutes. This guy had 9 rebounds in 17 minutes. That's unheard of. That's not realistic. Again, don't just watch the Knicks. Look at other games where other people are playing. Guys are not getting 9 rebounds in 17 minutes. I don't know a guy who's doing that. So it's not that he's just a good rebounder. Oh, we could replace that. No, you cannot. This guy is a crazy rebounder, and it's not just the fact that he gets them, is when he gets them and how he gets them. He gets them when we miss shots and he's able to get a second chance point for us. He gets them when we need a second chance opportunity. And lately I like that we're feeding him inside. I think his trainer said something silly like, if we get him more lobs, maybe we can get his free throws up more. So get him more lobs so we can get his free throws up, because I like the fact that we looked for him a few times. Jordan Clarkson had a nice pass to him. Our captain had a nice lob to him. And I think we had 2 lobs, but he missed the second one. We tried to get him
Yeah. I think the pass was a
another
little
lob,
off. Yeah.
which we looked for him today, and he's another guy who will run the court. I think also he runs it when he feels like he's being implemented in the thing. So I like when we look for him, because when he does run back and forth, he's able to get those blocks for us. Because that was another thing I saw vintage Mitch today. 4
Yeah.
blocks. I haven't seen 4 blocks in a while from him. I haven't really seen 2 or 3 blocks from him. And just the rebound is just amazing. So I always take my hat off to him, and I always feel really upset when people try to get rid of him for anybody. I don't know anybody who's gonna come in and do what he does for us.
Yeah, I just feel like Knicks fans get I feel like they don't appreciate players when A, they don't score, or B, they've been here for a long time. I feel like Knicks fans are so used to just swapping players in and out every year. And that's how we were when we were an unhealthy franchise. We were just high turnover, and we didn't have a chance to kind of build a chemistry from year to year like successful teams do. And I feel like they look at Mitch, go, well, he's not a scorer. He's been here for a long time. He's missing a lot of games. So let's just move on from him. And I'm just like, you can't really find a lot of guys who can do what Mitch does. I really love the block he had to Wendell Carter Jr. I feel like my 2 favorite blocks for today were both blocks where he was beaten initially. The team kind of helped slow the initial offensive player down, and he worked himself back into the play to get a block. 1 was on Wendell Carter Jr., and 2 was on, who did he block the second one? I forgot who it was, but he pinned that joint to the backboard.
I think it was one of the guards. It was like Suggs or Black. One of the I could be wrong.
But plays like that is why I love Mitch. He's always going to give 100%. Yeah. He's going, when he gets his rebounds, like it's going to take 3 guys and keep him from getting the rebound, which kind of opens up everything else for us. So even though Josh Hart gets his rebounds, he kind of gets them differently than Mitch does. Yeah. And I feel like when Mitch gets an offensive rebound, it gets us open looks because so many people are
not worried about him putting it back. Yeah,
exactly. They're so focused on getting the rebound altogether that I feel like people end up just being open when they don't get it, because it takes 3 people to keep them off the glass. Mm-hmm. So yeah, man, Mitch had a great game for sure, and definitely going to talk about Mitchell Robinson in these trade rumors coming up for sure.
I do want to add, in the words of Ebony, there's only one basketball. A lot of people like to discredit him because he's not scoring. There's only one basketball, and we do need other guys to score in order to be impactful in the game, like Jalen Brunson. If Jalen Brunson's not scoring the ball, not really a point of him sometimes, not all the time on the court. Good facilitation today, but we need him to get the 40. That's our captain. That's what he does, and you get it. You let him do what he does. You need Karl Towns to score. And then you always need a 3rd or 4th guy outside of them. Right now, with Shamet down and Miles McBride down, it's nice to see OG and Mikal step up offensively. And it's even nice to Josh Hart when he's now getting those double digits. Mm-hmm. When Josh Hart gets double digits, that's pretty good for us too. We need those guys to score. Mitch, we don't need him to score. Would it be nice? Absolutely. Right. We don't need him to score. So when you have a player who does not need to score, yet they're impactful, you keep people like that. Because there's only one basketball, in the words of Ebony. There's only one basketball. Right. You're going to have everybody scoring and getting touches and doing things like that. So shout out to Mitch.
Shout out to Mitch. And Josh Hart's game was interesting today too, because he had he was a -1 because of all the fouls he fouled out. He had some really nice highlight plays. He had some great defensive moments where he was helping off his man to help Jalen Brunson not get beat in the post. 6 rebounds in the limited minutes he had. Really up and down game. Yeah, 6 assists. One of the prettiest assists you ever see, where he man, this was like a point guard type of assist. when you're driving the ball and you looking one way, like you're about to pass one way, and then dime it between 2 defenders on a bounce pass to a cutting like Mikal Bridges to the hole. That pass was woo. That was one of the prettiest Josh Hart passes I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. So it's like, even though
it'll be in the top, like they always do, like passes of the year. That's going to be on the list for sure by the end of the year.
That's a fact. A bunch of cat passes for sure, and that pass by Josh Hart for sure. And even though he didn't shoot the ball well from three, even though the Knicks didn't really shoot, I feel like the Knicks didn't. He shot 35% from three.
We shot, yeah, 7 for 20. We only shot 23s today. Who would be happy with that, right?
Versatility. This is what I'm liking about that team. Like we the versatility of his teams. Like, oh, you want to take away the three? Okay, cool. We still can go to the hole. We got Jalen Brunson living in the paint. We have Karl-Anthony Towns, who once again he's not taking a bunch of threes. He took 2 threes today, and he just used his size to punish the other bigs. I felt like this is what makes this team this dangerous. The versatility we have and the way we can use it without a moment's notice. So no threes, no problem. We take it to the hole. We get to the foul line. We turn you over. We shoot 60% from the field, and we win the game.
Before we get into other things, Mikel, can you get the free throw line? F the layup line. Get a free throw line, because that's another thing. I hate when we're under 75 or 80%, 74% from free throw as a team. We got to make free throws.
Gotta make free throws. Gotta make free throws.
Not just Mitch.
Not just Mitch. The whole damn team. Damn it. The whole damn team. Yo, salute to the chat though. Salute to there's a lot of people in the chat. Twitter and YouTube. Shout out to the Predicate. Shout out to Sherwin. Shout out to Craig Ward. Shout out to Mike Uno. Shout out to Alexander GPK. Shout out to CJ. Shout out to everybody rock with the KFT show. If you like the show, hit that like and subscribe. We're here after every game, talking Knicks basketball and chopping it up with you guys. And we're here after a big win versus the Magic. We are now tied 2 games apiece. They no longer have the tiebreaker over us, and the Knicks are going to the NBA Cup championship game. Bust those shots. All right. Absolutely. All right. So you know what? You talked about everything you want to talk about. Only other thing I will say is if you like the show, of course, you gotta hit that like. And you also gotta subscribe to the channel, man. Subscribe to the channel. There's like 46 in the chat right now. There's about 100 people on Twitter. So if you guys are on Twitter, if you're enjoying the show and you want to support us at the KOT show, the best way to support us is go to YouTube.
Are we done with the Magic now?
We are done with the Magic. Yeah. The best way to support us is to go to YouTube and hit that subscribe button. And go to youtube.com/the Nick of Time show, the Nick of Time show. You subscribe and you get to see our lovely faces, usually Lee and Ryan G and Ebony, as we talk Knicks basketball after games. All right. So definitely appreciate the support. And for those of you who are watching right now on YouTube, hit that like button for us and get those likes up.
Yes.
All right, yo. I know why you guys are here. All right. I know y'all excited about the Knicks versus Magic game because it's a great game. We actually a good team getting tested. First meaningful basketball game we've had of the season. But also know you guys want to talk trades, all right? You guys want to talk trades. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. Let's go. All right. So salute. So I know since you guys want to talk trade, I had to bring up my guy Fritz Alessandro, aka Mr. NBA.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on, Fritz?
Hey, what's up? It's best time of the year.
Yeah, best time of the year. This is our guy who he understands the cap more than any of us all together.
Yes.
He studies the teams, their caps situation. So I like to have Fritz for these type of conversations. All right. Also, doubles is a mod. So shout out to Fritz who does it all. Okay. Let's talk about it. The first rumor I want to talk about is Jose Alvarado to the Knicks.
Oof.
Okay. Now, here's the thing about this rumor. This rumor came from the man, the media goat of the Knicks, Ian Begley himself. Okay. So you already know the rule. When Ian Begley says it, I perk up. All right. Because I take what he says seriously.
Yes.
And Ian reported that, the Knicks could be interested in Jose Alvarado if there's a fire sale.
Alvarado.
See, look. See, so I keep thinking, my brain keeps thinking Calderon. I keep mixing the two. I don't know. And my brain just did some weird.
I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, no, I'm laughing my pain. That's fine. Jose Alvarado. Oh man. But here's the thing though. They're interested if there's a fire sale, and it quite possibly could be a fire sale for the Pelicans. But if there's a fire sale and it's a good deal, the Knicks would be interested in Jose. Now I'm gonna lead off with Fritz for a second because I know he's. But to me, I'm gonna say this: that if we're talking about rumors and what's doable and what's not, from everything I've heard out there, to me, this one seems the most likely and the most doable because of the size of the contract. He's only $4 million or 4.5 million. Yeah. We got cheapo contracts here to match. That doesn't really hurt our rotations too much. So am I wrong in assuming, Fritz, that this is something that could be doable?
Fritz, really it is. Emphasize to me what fire sale means.
Fire sales. Yeah. Fire sales when the team is just get rid of everything of value.
Okay.
So I'm a big Jose Alvarado fan. I wanted him on the Knicks since he was like a rookie. I think Jose Alvarado has kind of been like the Deuce of the Pelicans, like paying way too little. He's doing way too much for the paycheck. And for a long time, like he's kind of been like that kind of untouchable guy. He makes too little amount of money. There's nothing they would really exchange for Jose Alvarado. He's recently got a little pay bump, so he's a little bit more respectable paycheck. But before he was making like rookie money. They drafted a guy who's a guy really high, Jeremiah Fears, and that is their future. And he's showing a lot of promise. So that's a guy who they want minutes for. You also have a guy coming back in DeJounte Murray who needs time. So you kind of don't have enough minutes there. And so perhaps this is the time to move Jose Alvarado. Also with their blunder over the I don't know if you call it blunder, but the trade they made, it doesn't matter where they end up this year. They're not going to have their pick.
Oof.
So it's about getting something. Perhaps you have a fire sale and you get rid of some players and try to get as many picks as you can. So if the Knicks are willing to give up picks, I think Jose Alvarado is available.
Picks? When you say picks, you mean second rounders?
I'm assuming second rounders.
We got those.
How many picks do we have left, Fritz?
We got a lot of second rounders. We got like a treasure.
We have some second rounders, but some of them are like protected. Like I don't expect all of them to convey. But if you want to count them,
how many?
6.
6 second rounders or 6 in general?
6 second rounders.
And how many firsts do we have
that are tradable?
Yeah,
we're not trading a first for Cal.
I'm just curious.
None are just the Washington pick, which will actually turn into 2 seconds.
Exactly.
That's the only thing that's tradable. So there's no true first rounders available.
Okay. Exactly. The thing about Jose coming to the Knicks. Well, first of all, I want to. Would you like? Speed. Would you like Jose Alvarado on the Knicks?
I'm always big on bring someone home. I think a lot of people, you don't get that opportunity a lot of times as a player to play for your hometown. And be proud to play for your hometown. I think he was someone who'd be very proud to play for the New York Knicks. And typically when that's the case for some, they play well. So I don't think that would. I think that would be very helpful for us to have someone be happy to play for their hometown and then play well. And then most importantly, what he brings, he's another defensive mind that could come off the bench for us and doesn't shoot the ball so bad. So I wouldn't mind Jose at all. Of course, that's also my Puerto Rican brother. So bringing somebody
Buddy.
like him to the Garden, I think that's where again where playoffs are important. Having home court advantage and having a guy like him in our thing, making the crowd so active and disruptive for opponents coming in, he would definitely help with that. Again, Fritz will help us out. The price though, that's where again I'm like, we're gonna be giving up too many picks. I'm against it. I'm against anybody who isn't obviously the core, and then people like Hart, Mitch. But you guys are saying they might not be anybody that you
Nah.
have to give up. So if it's like a Yabu, a Datic, Tyler, I'll whisper that. I'm okay with that, yes, because he does change the needle for us come playoff time. He's a lot of people keep saying undersized. The same way with Josh Hart, he doesn't play undersized. He's not a guy that you remember that he's 6 foot. He has stopped plenty people 6'6", 6'5", 6. He even had played some forwards at some time in his thing and played very well. Holds his ground. He's a guy that's averaged about a steal or two in his career. And again, he's not a bad 3-point shooter. He can hit the 3 ball. So I'm not against him at all. He's not a bad facilitator either. Everything he does is pretty decent, but what he does really good at, and if you could get somebody who's really good at something, you take him, and he's really good at defense. So with his aura, I think he brings the aura that we thought Jordan Clarkson would bring. He
Mm-hmm.
brings the aura to the Garden. And another guy that can help us stop certain people when it comes playoff time, you could put him on them and help us out. So I wouldn't be against.
I think it's a no-brainer. I'm not gonna hold you, yo. I love I think here's the thing. I love Tyler Kolek is showing up. And he would be actually feel like he'd be a good backup point guard for us in the playoffs. And he might actually have like a good future here. But here's the thing. Jose Alvarado's defense is freaking out of this freaking world. All right.
Yes.
Jose Alvarado's defense is insane.
Levels, yep.
It's his level to that. Not only that, he's played in big games. He's disrupted CP3. He's a gamer. And he can shoot from 3. Tyler Kolek, great kid, good passer. Can't shoot from 3 that well right now. And this is the playoffs. Our window is now. I feel like I think I would make that move. No, I think I would make that move.
Yeah.
I would definitely make that
What
move.
are the packages? Yeah, what are the packages we can do?
Like I feel like it'd be like Kolek, probably like Kolek and maybe like some bench guy. It might not even have to be Kukoc. It could probably be like Kolek and a 2-way or something.
I think a lot of people, when they put this together, they're gonna put Kolek and they're gonna put like Pacome Dadier. I don't think New Orleans would be interested. New Orleans, no. I think New Orleans is trying to lower their tax bill, so they're trying to they want to get under the amount where the league starts paying you back. If you get under a certain number, all the teams who are going way over the cap, they're throwing in money to the NBA. The NBA gives it back to the teams who didn't pay out a lot of money. They want to get to that level where the NBA is starting to pay them back, and they gotta lower their amount by just a couple million. So my thought is that the Knicks probably have a third team where maybe they get one player, maybe they get Kolek, and this other player goes to a third team, and they get maybe Kolek in a couple seconds, and that'll be the trade. I don't think they're going to be taking 2 players from the Knicks.
Okay. That's even better. It's like, all right, 2 seconds, Kolek, boom, and it's clean. And Kolek gets more freedom to play. Yeah. We get a playoff piece who performed under pressure, who can hit threes and play defense. Now, here's the thing too about this move. Kolek, for all intents, not Kolek, Jose, for all intents and purposes, he's going to have to be okay with not playing big minutes because we still have Deuce McBride here. We still have Shamet here. We have Jalen Brunson here. Like, let's be real. Only reason Kolek is even getting like 15 minutes right now is because Deuce and Shamet is out.
Yeah.
Once Deuce and Shamet are back, Kolek is getting back to DNP status. So that's the other thing about this whole move. What can we really promise him? Like, I don't know if we can actually promise him anything more than 5 to 10 minutes a game. Or even backup spot minutes when somebody's injured, because that's the role that Malcolm Brogdon was going to have. We're pretty much trying to get somebody who's going to fill the Malcolm Brogdon role. So will Jose Alvarado be okay with playing big minutes and going to a role playing team to come back to his hometown, because he is from New York. So maybe he will, because it's a New York thing and he's from New York and he has pride in being from New York. But will he be willing to not play as much?
I mean, you stated that was his case in New Orleans right now. He's only playing a lot because Dante Murray isn't there. They just drafted another point guard. I think that's a little bit more offensive than somebody telling you we need you to contend versus saying we don't need you at all. That's why we drafted Fears. And DeJounte Murray's out. So when Murray comes back and they're putting in Fears, he's in the same position in New Orleans. So why not be in the same position on a contender?
No, I mean, he might be going to be rerouted to a team that he can get minutes.
True.
Yeah. So like, it's a possible. Maybe he will be. Maybe he's like, it's New York. Screw it. I always wanted to do this, and he's with it. But I'm just saying, there's also a chance that he's not with it.
Yeah, I think he's in a good position because he does have a player option next year, so he could. Hey, I don't like it. I can opt out. I can see what the market pays me. But I think if the Knicks, I think if you do get Alvarado, you extend him. And next year, Clarkson won't be there. You'll get minutes now, but next year you could be a bigger piece than you are this year.
That's a good point, Fritz. That's a good point. Would you guys rather have Alvarado or Clarkson?
It's hard to pick certain players when there are two different types of players. Because again, Clarkson, I still think that he will figure it out, and then come playoff time, he is going to have a key performance that's going to help us win a certain game or a couple games. And Alvarado's just that defensive guy that I think he will come in and might get a few stops on a certain player that can help us. So it's hard to compare their games, because that's why I like a Tyler. Yes, Tyler. We keep talking Tyler's defense. We already know with Jose, we're definitely getting good defense. We already know that he can shoot the ball a little bit better than Tyler. But with Jordan, they bring two different things to our team, so it's hard to say who we would prefer.
Right.
I think a lot of people, when they look at the deadline, they look at it as what are the Knicks doing this year? But you have to think. Leon Rose has to think, what am I going to do for the next 4 years? Like what does the second apron look not only this year, what does it look next year, year after? And I think Jose Alvarado could look good long term on the Knicks, like a few years. I don't think you make it. This is just for a stretch run. I think, hey, this could be a piece going forward for the Knicks. Like Josh Hart, like we made that Josh Hart trade. Like I think Alvarado is like one of those pieces. Like he'll elevate the position in a way that it'll affect the whole team.
That's a great point, Fritz. That is a great point, especially considering his contract. It all depends on whether he wants to be extended or not. If he'll take the hometown discount to be extended, or he will opt out and try to get more money, because that's something to think about for sure when it comes to him and his career. But you never know. He's a New York kid. The first big game he had was in New York. I hated him when he had it, but then I had a soft spot because he was repping New York so hard, even though he just whooped our ass. But you gotta admire the kid for it. So to be continued. I'm for bringing Jose. If it's costing us Kolek, and I love Kolek, but if it's costing us Kolek, I just feel like the defense, the 3-point shooting, and the playoff experience is something that the Knicks would be seeking, and it's something that I would value. So I would definitely I would do it. I would definitely go for it.
Also with
oops. Oh, hold on a second. I'm sorry. I am sorry. I don't know what happened. There we go. You're back. All right.
Yeah.
Predicate is not having. He's like, you're not trading my favorite player, Tylenol. F that. No.
Yeah. I think people, the minutes is one thing, But having a point guard to level is if Jalen Brunson, like last year before the playoffs, he missed a month. And if you can have a player, hey, I can trust Alvarado for a month to hold down point guard. Can I trust Tyler Kolek for a month to hold down point guard? I'm not that positive. I've loved his recent performances, but I don't think I can say, hey, it's just the record's gonna keep going along for a month if Tyler Kolek had to hold it down.
One thing I'm looking at too is that he's played like 15 minutes a game with McBride out. Like with McBride out, you would think his minutes might be go to 20 and 25. McBride was getting 20 and 25.
How old is Jose?
But he's getting like 15. So maybe the coach is saying he's better, but he's not quite ready yet.
27.
Okay.
All right.
Really quick. First, I have a question. What is your thought process on because I think we do keep a lot of people keep throwing Yabusele and Clarkson in trades. My theory is they don't get traded for the sole fact that they took discounts for us in the offseason. And I think that for business purposes, that hurts future free agents wanting to come to us and taking cuts if they see that this is how they're going to do players who do that for them. Like, that's my theory. I'm not saying that. Like,
I don't see anything wrong with it. I really Yabusele should want to be out. Like he hasn't like he should want to be out. Like they haven't given him the minutes. He hasn't earned it either. He hasn't earned it. But like if someone's taking Yabusele, I think they want to test him out and see what he can do. And I think he would get more money. He would get more minutes elsewhere. JC, I don't think JC's leaving. I don't think JC's leaving.
No, he's not. He's not. And I agree with you. Yabusele.
Because we have Yabusele for 2 years.
Player option.
Player option. So the only way you were going to get Yabusele back is if he had a poor season. And he's having a poor season.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. So if I'm Yabusele, I'm only playing 5 minutes a game. I might ask out. And I also want to address something too. The Knicks need for a win, because I know a lot of people, even me, have been like, yo, why in the hell we trade for another guard? We got 47 guards on the roster already. We need a backup wing. Answer: backup wings that can play defense and shoot are expensive. Do you see how much it costs to get OG McCall here? It took the damn team in the cupboard. And so it's like, unless you draft them, and we trying to draft them, you see we got Pacome here. We got Mo here. Unless you draft them, they are expensive. So the reason why you don't see these big wings in trade rumors is because they cost a lot. Yeah. And we don't have a lot. No. We don't have a lot. Which brings me to some other rumors I want to talk about.
Yeah.
I don't know where these rumors came from. I was asking the group chat, like, where the hell did this come from?
NBA Central.
Rumor has it that the Knicks are interested in Dante DiVincenzo. Is that the Knicks are interested in Dante DiVincenzo?
Always.
I'm interested in Dante DiVincenzo. All right. That was one. We talking about favorite Knicks. IQ was one of my favorite Knicks for the last few years. Dante DiVincenzo. I did not want him in that damn trade for Cat. I wanted him here. All right. But he's gone now. Here's the thing. I talked about expensive and big wings being expensive. Dante's not necessarily a big wing, but for our situation, he's expensive. Because Dante costs what? 14 million a year?
I think he was 11, maybe 14.
He's 11 million a year?
Double check, Fritz. He'll know better.
He is at 11.9, and he has a kicker, like a little kicker to it. So like 12 something.
Okay, so Dante's contract is 12 million a year. We are right up against the apron, so we only have what 500K in cap space. We only have a certain amount of contracts that we could even trade for Dante DiVincenzo. And if we do trade those contracts for Dante DiVincenzo, then are we getting rid of like players that we actually might need? Like Fritz, how would you even see a Dante DiVincenzo trade happening?
You can't make the trade happen without one of the big four. Like you can't, it doesn't work.
The big four meaning
Cat, Mitch. So I mean, you have to. It's impossible. You have to have someone in it. Like you're gonna give up somebody you really really like. You're not gonna stack up like contracts you don't like and get him back.
Hold on. Here we go, Fritz. Here we go. Because I already know people. I can already hear some people saying, "Wait, all you gotta do is give up Mitch." I can hear it, or I can hear it. No one said it yet, but I can hear it in my head.
I heard it.
We've heard it.
Okay, I heard it already. I just assumed it.
And I'm like, for another guard, but I don't think Mitch is a given to stay on this team, but that's not to trade. And also, if it's Minnesota, what does Minnesota need with another center?
Let's talk about it. Let's really talk about it. The Minnesota Timberwolves are in need of a playmaking point guard. All right. So they already have old as their what's bro's name? Mike Conley there. They're trying Dante at point guard at times because they don't have a playmaking point guard.
That's why they record is their record.
So why in the hell would they trade Mitch for Dante?
All right.
Look, what's this? I understand Knicks fans love Dante, but I don't feel like sometimes Knicks fans think about A, what the contract is when they see these players, B, the fit. Why does that team who has a bunch of centers need another center? Like, I don't think Knicks fans think about, like, both teams kind of have to win or at least have something to gain from a trade. They gain nothing by doing that. Even if you hate Mitch, and this is Fritz. Fritz has been putting Mitch in trades all year. GP.
I have.
So
you got to be prepared. I love Mitch. Believe me. I love Mitch, but you got to be prepared.
But yeah, I feel if we lose him, we're not going to get Dante back.
No. So I'm just telling you, if the guy who's been trying to trade Mitch all year says this doesn't make sense.
Wasn't the original package to Minnesota with Mitch and they said no until we then threw in Dante and then they said yes? They don't want Mitch.
Yeah.
So sorry to burst your bubble. Dante DiVincenzo is not coming back for Mitch. No. So I'm not sure where that rumor came from.
I think the Knicks. I do think the Knicks kicked the tires, and I don't think the Knicks. And there's a reason I think the Knicks should kick the tires. Is this year is very different than the last like 2-3 years that we've been in the NBA. The last few years, almost every team has said, "Oh, we can make it." So many teams have tried to win the championship in the last couple of years. This is the first year you have teams early saying, "We ain't gonna make it," and you know what? We might break this up early, or we might have a fire sale. And so this is the first year that there are a lot of sellers and not just buyers. And if you have that many sellers, you think there's going to be a lot of movement. And I want to know how much Dante costs before all this movement happens. Because if in transition of all this movement happened, Dante somehow is in the middle of this, is there a way I can get Dante in a mess of trades that happened? You know what I mean? I just want to know.
No, I don't see it happening. And here's why. Mm-hmm. Here's just why. Yeah. I just don't see it happening. I know some people, listen, this is like you said, this is the first year where the Knicks are seriously contending, like the 1st year. Now, I understand some people's thought process. Some people's thought process is Mitch has not signed an extension. Neither has Deuce McBride. Usually, the way the Knicks operate has been like, if you have not signed an extension, they usually get rid of you by the deadline. That's been the thing. So I can understand why some people might say maybe they're shopping Mitch or maybe they're shopping Deuce. But I don't know if you can move those guys mid-season and still say that you're really serious about winning a chip in the same year, which they seem like they are. Which is why I feel
they don't
like
have to move Deuce. They don't have to move. He's eligible at the end of the month.
He's eligible.
But
okay.
But he has a whole nother year to worry about this. But like he's eligible.
Right. But I mean, that's still, to me, that still feels like the way our team identity is set up, where we're an offensive rebounding machine, and we have bigs that can score and bigs that can play defense off the bench. I feel like it would be too much of a big blow to get rid of our defensive anchor with multiple years of playoff experience in Mitch and trade him to go, all right, I know Ariel Porty had a couple of good games during the season, but we're going to trust him to do his thing in the playoffs because we traded Mitch, because we didn't sign him to an extension. Like I feel like that is too much to gamble on when your championship window is now.
Yeah, you can't say that you're serious about winning a championship and then moving one of your key pieces. Again, this is not me being a Mitch fan. This is me thinking championship. You can't say we're serious about winning a championship, move Mitch, and put faith into Hulk Porty when this is a guy who did not play his entire rookie season and is barely playing his sophomore season, even with injuries. He's iffy. We don't know what we don't know, and I don't knock NBA coaches. I know a lot of times we do that as fans, where we knock Tibbs for some of his choices, or we knock Mike Brown for their choices. I think that they have a better eye. They're in practice with these guys. They're with these guys outside of games. There's a reason why sometimes these guys aren't playing. Same way we wanted Cam Whitmore or whatever, and just to hear lately that Washington wants to get rid of him because of whatever reason. Now we see why he was sold at a certain price. There's reasons why certain people are sold at a certain price, and there's certain reasons why people stay, and there's some reason why people don't play. And I think sometimes we have to understand that that's what these coaches see, and we have to take them with more grain of salt than us as fans from the outside looking in. So to say we're serious about a championship, get rid of Mitch and put faith into Hawk Porty, you can't be that serious about a championship then. And this is no knock to Hawk Porty. I think that if he continues to be given the opportunity, he can become a very good backup point guard for us or another team eventually in time. But we haven't even put him in a position to be a backup center yet. So for them to be like, let's get rid of our center that we do have faith in, that we have seen him in the playoffs, to have him then step up is a little delusional for some of us.
Yeah.
And with Dante, I want to give my chime in. You're always going to entertain a trade like that because of what he has done for the New York Knicks and what he did for us. So that's why, again, I started to entertain it at first. But then I put my Fritz goggles on and I said, wait a minute, how the hell do we get this guy here?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense for Minnesota to then. I don't see them helping. I don't see them putting in a position to keep going back and forth with us. We already got what we got from you guys. We gave you guys Cat. We got Julius and Dante in return. If they are going to move Dante, they're going to move him to a different team. I don't think they give him right back to us. And especially for Mitch Robinson. Now, if Miles McBride was on a contract where he was making 10, 11 mil, I can see us possibly trying to swap out him and get Dante back. But we don't have anybody realistically in the same cap space to get Dante back. And we also have to remember, like you guys said, what minutes. He's not going to play the same minutes that he's playing in Minnesota, let alone that he was playing under Tom Thibodeau. He's not going to get that same amount of time. Therefore, we want to get guys who want to come in and play a certain role for us. And the role might be just in case type role. And when your number's called, you have to step up to the plate. I don't think Dante is ready for that type of role. Maybe for the New York Knicks, possibly, but I don't see how he just comes in and then decides, yeah, I'm only going to play 15, 20 minutes, maybe, if that.
Yeah.
And one more thing real quick that I keep seeing when people keep saying we're losing size. If you're switching out Tyler for Jose, you're not losing out on size. When you switch Dante for Mitch, you're losing out on size. So I don't know why people keep saying we're losing size with Jose and Tyler. They're the same size.
Jose can guard taller players better than
yeah.
Tyler can at a shorter size. Like Tyler just learned how to play functional defense 2 weeks ago. Like, I love Tyler and he's improved.
Yeah.
but like Jose Alvarado, I keep wanting to say Calderon. Jose Alvarado is a way better defender than Tyler Kolek. It's not even in the same stratosphere.
No. Yeah.
It's not even close.
Like imagine Miles, Jose, Mitch. Miles, Jose, Mitch, Mikal, and OG on the court together.
Yeah, that'll be nuts. And here's the thing about the Dante thing too.
That's a championship roster.
The ascension of Deuce McBride makes Knicks trading for Dante even crazier because Deuce has elevated to the 8th best 3-point shooter in the entire league and one of the best point of attack defenders on efficient shooting on high volume. And he's been able to create off the dribble himself a few times. And he's doing this on a contract that is 3 times cheaper than Dante. So when you're talking about value versus contract, why would you even take away minutes from Deuce, who's doing something similar to Dante?
Yeah.
At 3 times less the price.
Yeah.
So if you have somebody fulfilling that role and they're 3 times cheaper, why would you then bring in somebody who plays a similar role for 3 times more? Like business-wise, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I think a lot of questions earlier in the season have been answered. Like, no, I didn't think Deuce would shoot this well. Like Deuce, the last few years hasn't shot well. So
who thought Deuce was going to shoot well? Who thought Deuce was going to shoot?
You and Lee. Because I was just thinking, I was going to take the numbers, but he was injured the last few years.
That's but he shot 40% the year before. He got injured the last year, and I'm sorry, I don't continue. I gotta get passionate about this. Go ahead.
so I mean, if the Knicks asked around about Dante, I don't think that's such a huge indictment. Or they ask around all the time. Like if you had questions going into the year, hey, I need contingency plans. Like you need to know what these players are worth. So I think people are just putting too much in just the thought that the Knicks called about Dante DiVincenzo when they do that to virtually all the players.
I think if Dante comes back to New York, it won't be this season. It won't be in the middle of the season. I feel like it's going to be like maybe the season after or season after that. If that, I don't think it'll be now. If that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad someone brought up his name because I know you were just saying there's not a lot of wings who are cheap. We got a cheap one and we got the biggest deal in Landry Shamet that we keep forgetting about him because he's injured right now. You don't move guys like him either, especially on his value and what he could do. Might not be the biggest, but he is a wing and he does play defense. And he is shooting another one who I didn't think he would play this well. I always knew that because I seen him on other teams and he always been on a contender playing pretty decent. He was never a guy who was very, very good or poor. It was just
right.
It just was Landry Shamet. I don't know how to explain it. He was just Landry Shamet, but he did things that make you be like, I wonder. And we got our answers questions this year too. So I think we're okay at the wing. If we're gonna keep of course we have OG Mikal, and then when Landry Shamet comes back, there we are. And then if we're gonna put in faith in anybody, we keep trying to bring Diawara in the mix. So you have a little bit of a rotation there. I think our biggest thing is a backup center. It's hard because the point guard too. I don't know. I think that's where we should look though, most importantly, because after Cat and Mitch, yes, we're asking Huck Porty then to step up. And do we have faith in that? Who knows? So I would look more there, especially when people are trying to say, what if Mitch doesn't want to extend? You do want to get some guy in case he does leave and walk, that we have someone there available for us, and then we could play through Hawk and him. But I don't think we should be looking at guards, even wings, because then it takes minutes away from Shamet when he returns. And I like the way Shamet's been playing. I think somebody also said he's not a good defender. Somebody was saying that on Twitter the other day. Yes, he is.
Did you see the game? Did they not just see Shamet's game-winning defense?
People say a lot of stuff. That's why I'm glad we have shows like this, because A lot of people, like Lee says, you just watch the Knicks. You can't just watch the Knicks. You have to watch a lot of other basketball to then see the comparison. And I don't know anybody who has a Landry Shamet on their team for that amount. Neither of Miles McBride. There's not a amount like
Yeah.
Chris had a good comparison. Jose is Miles McBride on New Orleans, but there's not a lot of guys who are on small contracts who are playing very well.
Yeah.
There's just not. And when you get those guys, you keep them for that amount. So we have not one, but we have two guys on really shitty contracts that I'm sure if they weren't on the Knicks and they didn't love us and they weren't contending, they would want out bad. Especially Miles. I would want out so bad. But he loves it here. He's a fan favorite. He said it himself. If he could play the rest of his career here, he would. And you keep guys like that.
Hell yeah.
And I think Shamet had a lot of deals this summer too. And
he did. He could have left.
Yeah.
He could have left. But he stuck it out. He stuck it out, and he came back. So I agree.
Had a career game with us. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I want to keep going because you guys have been in the streets more than me last couple of days. So y'all been knowing what's been happening. I've been like dealing with life, and then I peek my head out, and I'm like, "What the hell?"
You're like the Squidward meme. You're like.
So
these rumors, they're just real. I just what constitutes a rumor makes me upset. Like just
okay, so
yeah,
where the hell did this Dennis Schroder rumor come? Okay, so there was another rumor where they said that the Knicks are interested in Dennis Schroder from the Sacramento Kings. Now, isn't Dennis Schroder making? Is he making 14? I feel like he's making
15.
He's the one that's making a lot.
Yeah. Long term, like he just signed it.
Yeah,
he just signed it.
Do we even have to break this down after we broke down the reasons why we can't get Dante? Because Dante costs $12 million a year. Why in the world would the Knicks trade for Dennis Schroder for $15 million a year for multiple years when we have 47 point guards already? Like, if we're going to get a deal done, it's going to be on a small deal on the margin for like $4 million, $5 million, because we don't have the bread, and the contracts we have to swap out are two important pieces. Like,
to their defense, if I was Sacramento, I would want Mitch. They're a team that could use Mitch.
They need everything.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I was them, I can see for that, and we're talking like that, and I pardon myself too for entertaining that at first because I'm like, oh my god, Dennis. Hell yeah. And then I went and I looked at his contract and I said, oh, hell no.
Yeah.
I forgot that he did resign. He had a great summer with his
Detroit Pistons.
Mm-hmm. And the Detroit Pistons too. He plays always great when he plays with his hometown. And then he had a good thing with Detroit. So I forgot that because of that, he wound up getting paid. Because Detroit is where he did play on a min, or he played on a really bad contract. So of course he wanted to eventually get paid. And I think he was also one of those guys that he was supposed to get paid by the Lakers and then messed up and then wind up he had to eventually get the bag because he messed up a few times his bag, and then he wind up, so he was due for a bag. And respectfully, he's a guy who contributes wherever he's at in whatever way he does. But I didn't realize the amount, and if I'm not trading anybody for Mitch, that's just that. I'll let Fritz. I'm not trading anybody for Mitch.
Yeah.
I'm sure Sacramento would want it. I think they're just buyers for more. So just investing so much in older players, and in their mind they were contenders. I don't understand where that came from, but they thought maybe this was like one of the final pieces. I'm not sure. I think they would love an expiring contract and getting rid of Schroder off their books.
Wait a minute, Sacramento, isn't that Scott Perry?
Yeah.
Of course, Scott Perry wants Mitch. What the hell?
Right.
Yeah, it's just.
Of course, he's gonna want Mitch.
If anything, we go get Russ if that's the case. Wasn't Russ on like a 2?
Listen, if anything, if you're not trading for Jose, how much is Russ' contract?
He's on like 2-3 mil, I think.
2-3 mil. Yeah. Like a Russ deal is something you would think about seriously, because he's 2-3 million. That's due for the Knicks. Give him some second rounders. Call it a day. Swap out Kolek. We got a guy who can give you a triple double off the bench. I don't think anybody's gonna complain. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Jose makes sense to me. Guys in that range make sense to me. When you start talking about 7 million, 8 million, 9 million, then it's like we're not where we at. We're not where we was a year ago. We don't have the cap space for that. So for Knicks fans, before when you read these rumors, because there's gonna be some coming along.
Thanks, Nick. Yeah.
And you say, I like this player. The second thing you want to say after you say I like this player is go to google.com
Right.
and type in that player and then type in contract. And if that player's contract is more than 4.5 or $5 million, then
hit the exit button.
Hit the exit button, and it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah. And a lot of times what I see Knicks fans do is they take the Knicks like little players and we're going to trade 3 for 1, and the numbers work 3 for 1. But you got to fill in those two spots. So you don't have the money to fill in those 2 spots. So
right.
I'm sick of seeing the 3 for 1s that like they ain't gonna work.
right. Because there is, the teams, they have to have certain amount of roster spots available, filled to play. And if you don't have those spots available, then you get fined, I think, or something like that.
But also. No. The Knicks could get players off the G League put there, but you have to have the cap space to do it. And right now we only have 500. Right now we only have $500,000. Don't give me an even trade 3 for 1 and think you're going to sign 2 players. You can't
sign 3 players for under $500K.
Yeah. And also the other team, like sometimes the other team would have to cut 2 of their own players to make it happen. Like
exactly, yeah.
You got to think about that kind of thing at the same time.
Good point, Fritz. But I didn't even get to do a deep dive about Dan Schroder. But I just got tired.
I don't think there's a need to.
Like he's in the same boat as Dante. You would have to move a key piece, and to move, like someone said in the comments, to move a big, not even saying the name, to move a big for a guard is silly for us to do that, especially when we're already thin at that spot.
Mm-hmm.
Now, somebody say Yabu definitely has to go.
No, he does.
I mean,
they have to.
Because I can actually see that happening. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah.
I can actually see him asking out. If he does ask out, I'm not sure what we do because like even because if we ship him out, we still need a wing.
We need somebody to fill his spot, yeah. Like even a forward or a wing, yeah.
We still need another wing. So I'm not even sure like what the move would be if that was to happen.
And that's where a lot of people have to look too. That's where Fritz is really good at this, because I started to do that too. Thanks you for helping me do stuff like that. Because if you start to look at people in that bracket, there aren't many people.
Yeah, like, it's rough.
Everybody's either highly overpaid or where they should be paid or very underpaid. There's nobody who, again, like we have a lot of steals on our roster that you just got to work through it. Because even Yabusele, even though he's not getting him at what we got him at $4 million, 7 million, something like that. We have him
$5 million, I think, right?
That's a steal. You don't have a lot of people. You have a lot of players who are it's not ideal. And even if they are in that bracket, you have to consider talent too. People aren't just going to trade you simply because their contracts match.
Right.
Like that's where I keep seeing Datic in trades. Nobody wants Datic right now. Nobody's looking for Datic.
Nope.
We didn't up his stock. We didn't make him look very good as a young prospect to be highly recruited. I can see why people want Tyler. Yes, he's been up in his game. A lot of people could use a backup facilitator, but I don't see why a lot of people want Tyler Datic. And also with Tyler, even if you do want to move him, it's not like a lot of people are saying, "Oh, here's my defensive wing for him. Here's my rebounding center for him. Here's my scoring guard for him." Like that's so that's where. I understand contracts sometimes match, but you got to also look at that. Because, yes, I did look at Precious. And sometimes I get mad that we got rid of Jericho Sims, because I take Jericho Sims back, too. I'll take Precious.
Yo, you know what's funny?
I don't think he want to be back.
I don't think he want to be back. Yeah, I don't think he want to be back. Because we did him too dirty. We didn't do him dirty, but, like, he sat around and we still didn't sign him until he went somewhere else. But, like, if he doesn't have a choice, he might come back, because I don't know what his stock is right now. I'm not sure if people are beating down his door.
I mean, it's not anything crazy, but he's having a decent season.
Yeah, it might. If I feel like it might be Mo, yo, not Mo, but like Mo be playing 5 minutes a game now, and I don't know if the coach wants that.
I looked.
I don't know if the coach wants that, but I feel like if we trade Yabusele, it might just be Mo plays 5 minutes a
You
game.
know how I've been asking for first. Is there any way we could get Clint Capella? Just say yes or no.
There's no way.
No, they just got him. Like they just got him.
There's
Fine.
no way.
I've been working on some trades and stuff. I do have my Mitch situations. I do have some players I'm looking at. I do have some players I'm definitely looking at.
Is that for a different show? Can we wait a different show for you?
I don't know. I don't know.
Ooh.
If I put Mitch in a trade, you gonna get upset?
Yes.
It depends. I'm not gonna lie. I am starting to understand businesses first. That's why, again, like I get a little bit upset with the Mitch trades because they're not putting business first. They're not thinking. Like you're getting rid of, again, like a 7-foot center who could rebound for a small guard who can't play defense. Like that doesn't make any sense to me.
I mean, I love Mitchell Robinson, but if the Knicks loved Mitchell Robinson, he would be paid right now.
Right. So go ahead, break my heart a little bit. Give me one.
Okay.
Oh yeah, here we go. Get your pitchforks ready, guys.
Pitchforks ready. Okay. And this is a little bit different. Mitchell Robinson going to the Spurs who have enough as already. Mitch and 3 second-round picks. Coming back to the Knicks, Jeremy Sohan and Nick Richards. Going to the Suns, Bismack Biyombo, Yabu, and Nick sending cash. So you're trading Mitch, 3 second-round picks. You're trading Yabusele. You're getting Sohan, who's basically your big wing of the future,
right?
Who plays multiple positions. And you're getting Nick Richards, who's going to be your backup. You'll be your backup big.
I don't want to trade Mitch.
That's one of the things I put on layaway. I put on Klarna. Let me
I feel like that's one of those things that happens if you're like, if next year comes, if the end of the season comes and it's like Mitch is giving you signs that he's leaving.
Okay. And there's a reason why it does. Like, you have to think about the situations the teams are in. Jeremy Sohan is expiring. Yeah. And they could have extended him last year.
But then we're gonna have to pick up his contract. Did we even have the cap space to pick up a Sohan contract?
No, but he's your own player now, so you can extend him. You'll go over to second April, but that's your player.
Oof.
So
we could extend Mitch and go over to second April.
Yeah. So it's about. I think if we wanted Mitch that bad, he would be extended already.
When do we have until to extend Mitch?
No, we have all year. June 30th. So we have all year. But the thing is,
June 30th is playoff time.
But the thing is, the better he plays, the more his price go. I think if the Knicks really wanted him, it was this summer. Like they probably gave him his best number this summer, and at that point, I think they like Mitch, but there's a number they just ain't gonna. They're just not gonna exceed.
I think it's all about the durability, really. It's really about the durability.
Yeah, that's my theory on it. I think they wanted to see how healthy he would be before they re-sign him again.
I think exactly what it is too.
And I think Mike Brown's doing a great job with making sure.
Yeah. I'm like I said before, I am not for that trade. I want to keep Mitch, but if Mitch is leaving, and they know Mitch is leaving, then I would do it because it does fulfill our wing needs. But like my first instinct, I definitely don't want to do it. I want to keep Mitch here. That's like a fail safe.
Yes, I agree. That was one of the first ones though that I feel when you put your because yes, I agree. Mitch retires your Nick, but that's the first one though that if you put business first, you do replace Mitch very well because Sohan is a little bit of a Swiss knife army.
Yeah.
And Nick Richards is he's a big. He's a young big who does play. He plays good. I've not really seen him on a good team. Where does he play right now? The
Suns.
Yeah,
And
he's always
expiring.
in a position that he's always in a weird position where he either plays with a lot of people at his position. It's hard for him to dominate there with us. If he came here and Mitch was gone, he would be able to have his opportunity, I believe. So that is a considerable one, but it's very hard to get rid of. It is hard to get rid of Mitch.
Yeah, and it's like, you know what's too, it's like Mitch being a backup center today might help us in the long run.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that's what happens. He playing 15 minutes a game, sometimes 20. That might keep the price tag. You know what I'm saying? Might keep it lower. Instead of being a starting center for New York Knicks on the championship team, that's a little different. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
I do have one more question for you, Fritz. Who's the team that you feel that because there's some people that some teams I feel like that absolutely just wouldn't do business with us, and people keep putting us in position to do business. Do you feel like there's any team like that just, I don't know why we keep putting ourselves in position to do business with them? Do you feel like we're in that with
I mean, there's just, just the Nets. I don't think, and also everybody says Utah, but Utah just wants to get the best of the Knicks. Like, I think they would do trades with us, but it would have to be lopsided. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
it's not that they don't want to, is that they want to get the best of the Knicks.
I don't know what it is about them, but it is what it is. Ooh, I got one more question before we close. Fritz, how do the Knicks keep Dink Pate? That man is balling in the G League in triple doubles, assists, dunking on people's faces. What the hell we gotta do to keep Dink Pate, bro?
I just did a video on it on my channel. I don't think the Knicks are in danger of losing him. So I think okay, technically the Knicks could lose Dink Pate at any time. But realistically, no. Like, teams aren't going to sign a player out of the G League for the rest of the year without kicking the tires first. And the first time in the season that they can do 10 days where they can kind of kick the tires is January 5th. So if the Knicks at least take care of it by January 5th, they're fine. Like, I don't think they're in danger of losing him unless other teams can start doing 10 days.
So wait, when you say take care of it, you mean give Dink a 10-day in January 5th?
No, give Dink a 2-way. Give him a 2-way.
Okay.
At least a 2-way. I think that's that they can simply do that by like releasing a Tosan,
right,
or the center, or that's a simple. Or if the Knicks do a trade and they can promote a player, make a spot, they promote a player, and then there's a 2-way open. That's where Dink would go. I think Dink is going to get a 2-way. I don't think he's going to be a full roster player. Okay.
Yeah.
So January 5th is the date to look out for, Knicks fans. On
January 5th or January 15th. One of the two. I just taken it off the top of my head.
Okay. January 5th or 15th. Sometime in January. We're gonna keep a lookout for Dink Pate news to see if he gets a 2-way contract for the Knicks, or if we'll see if somebody gets cut from a 2-way contract, then we know.
Yep, it's January 5th. It is January 5th.
All right. January 5th, we see news that says someone is cut from the 2-way contract.
We know.
Then Dink ain't coming. All right. All right, yo. I'm good. I feel like we talked about everything we need to talk about. We had a long show. Sheesh. All right. Well, that's what happens when you talk trades after the damn game. The show ends up getting longer. All right, yo. But that's
the end of this Spurs and Thunder. It's looking close now.
Shoot, we gotta turn this off so we get to the Spurs and Thunders. That's the show. B,
I want OKC.
B, what are they you?
Oh, Sporty Spice. I'm sorry. I was looking at the thing here. Sporty Spice. That's SportySpicce. You can find me there.
All right. Fritz, let them know they can find you, sir.
Fritz handles on Twitter, NBA Economy Show on YouTube. And Mikel is going to best SGA. He's going to make himself an all-star in the next game.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that. All right. See y'all. Oh, shoot. Shout out to my peoples over here. Nick Yak, Glamour, Robot Rock Rod, the Practical Slow Runner. Everybody rock with the KLT show. If you like the show, hit that like and subscribe. We have to have game talking Knicks basketball. So yeah, definitely do that. You can find us at the KLT show on Twitter, the Nick of Time show on Instagram, and the Nick of Time show on Facebook as well. All right, that is the show. Thank you guys for watching, and as always,
shout out the Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
Mess out here in these Knicks streets. That's the show. We out of here. Subscribe. Peace.
York, New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
NYC.